Teresa Campbell here, Hidden Hills Farm. Today we are going to make some healing salve. I've had lots of orders for these, so I needed to make up some more, so I thought I'd make a video and share with you my recipe and how I make it. I have already, so let's just go back to the equipment you'll need. A double boiler. You can do this in the microwave. Only reason I like to use a double boiler is that this water is still hot down here, which is going to keep this, which has beeswax in it, more liquid until we get done filling our little containers. You'll need containers, whatever size. These are for 2 ounce. I like this size for this salve, and we do use a scale so that we're sure that we fill them 2 ounce worth. I have put a little piece of parchment paper on here so that I don't have the ointment all over the scale. When we fill these, we will leave them filled and open until they're completely cool, because we don't want condensation on the lids dripping back down into our salve. The recipe is pretty simple. I infuse olive oil ahead of time. I put all of my herbal herbs in the olive oil and let it infuse for at least 2 weeks. It has coconut oil, so it's like 2 cups are 16 ounces of olive oil, 8 ounces of coconut oil, 6 ounces of sunflower oil, 2 ounces of almond oil, and then I use lavender and tea tree oil, essential oils, and those are combined together. There are 0.5 or a half of an ounce. Now, the other oils I've already put into the double boiler, and we've melted them because the other ingredient is beeswax. And I always use a 4-to-1 ratio. So 4 parts oils, 1 part beeswax. Now, I process my own beeswax from wax cappings in the fall whenever we rob the honey from the bees. And I found I used to use bigger containers and have big blocks of beeswax, and that is time consuming and labor intensive to grate off, because then you have to grate. In this case, it is 8 ounces of beeswax. So I started this year, when I processed my beeswax, and after on the last processing, I put them in cookie sheets. I bought a bunch of the cheap cookie sheets, and then I just put a thin layer. So this one is what I had gotten the beeswax from this, but then it's very easy to break off, and it melts so much faster, and it's real quick. Faster melting, a lot less work when you do that with your beeswax. So everything is in here. It has been melted. The only thing I need to do, because I wait until after I've melted the beeswax, so it's very liquid, I'll put the essential oils in here. And then we're on to filling up our little containers. I've put some newspaper down over here. And I'm going to get another piece of newspaper here to use, because I'm going to pour this. I don't want to dip it, because then I'll be dripping it everywhere. So I'm going to pour a cupful into my measuring cup so then I can pour it into my little containers. And these containers, after I do my first one, I should be able to pour the rest of them because there's the little grooves for the lid, so we can see exactly where our 2 ounces is gonna be. So let's get that zeroed out. This is cooled down enough I can handle it. Then that water, as you probably saw the steam there, the water will keep this warm and won't start solidifying before I'm done. So I'm just watching the scale. 1.5, 1.9, there is 2 ounces. So that is pretty close to the top. Those are really warm. Let's check it out and see where 1 ounce is. I'm sure these were my 2 ounce containers, but I want to double check. Oh yeah. So we're filling them pretty close to the top. And with 2 ounces in each of these, your recipe should fill 20 little containers. So you should have 20 jars of salve. I also make, I just ordered off Amazon, and I can put a link to these. They are 2-inch clear Avery labels, and if you're selling these, you have to have all of your ingredients listed and the weight in both ounces and grams. So these, we've got our title, our farm logo, and everything that's in there, plus all of the herbs that are infused in the olive oil are all listed on here. So I will put a link to where I get these labels at in the description down below. So I'm going to continue filling these. Okay, you can see that we have filled all of our little containers, and these that are turning green are starting to solidify. These over here, the later ones that I did, they have not cooled yet. I wanted to show you quickly how I do my lids with these clear labels. These are Avery labels, and I go to the Avery website and created the labels in the Avery website that lets you upload the logos, which is what I did. And I just center them on there, press them on. See if I can get a good shot of that. And once these have completely cooled, we'll place the lids on them, and they will be all set for customers.